E3 E3 Media.
Through the media.
Well, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Movies here on the T3 Media Studio channel, where we bring you entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. I'm your host, Chris Fagan, and joining me today, Robert Reed. Hey, Robert, what's going on, buddy?
Hello. Good to see everybody.
Let me make sure that the camera is actually on you. I forgot to double check. Guys, don't forget to follow the show on all social media, like, subscribe, show your support, and everything like that. Because in today's episodes, we're going to dive deep into some electrifying topics from the world of cinema, including news from the MCU. This is an MCU heavy episode of Talking Through the Movies. We're going to be talking about Spider-Man, the latest Venom movie that's out today, and we're going to talk a little bit about some Blade news. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and as I always say, let's keep talking. All right, let's move right into topic number one. The MCU Blade reboot gets pulled from the schedule. So, as reported by Deadline.com, Marvel Studios has officially pulled the Blade reboot from its schedule. Originally slated for a release in the near future, this movie raised questions about production challenges and the overall direction of the franchise. So, what does it mean for the future of Blade and the MCU, in your opinion? Could we see a shift in how Marvel approaches this darker characters the franchise? Any thoughts on how this might affect like upcoming projects? What do you think, Rob?
Oh man, this is a tough one. So Blade got the axe.
Yeah.
I would like to say I didn't have a feeling that it was coming, but all the struggles that they experienced make a lot of sense. And then I think the comment from Wesley Snipes and Deadpool and Wolverine definitely kind of put the pun intended stake through the heart.
I agree. I mean, I was looking forward to Blade for so long, and now that it's like, I guess it's officially been pulled from. I guess they didn't say canceled. I guess a lot of people were saying canceled, but removed from the schedule is slightly like different. What do you think? Do you think this is going to happen?
That could just be a push, for a year or two to wait for a more receptive audience.
Yeah.
It's very possible. And they also could be wanting to do a soft start.
Yeah.
By bringing him into one of the series in some way, that would warm the general public up to the idea a little more.
You had raised a good question, because that one of the other rumors that's floating around out there is that what's the series or the comic book called, Dark Suns, or like maybe they're going to introduce Blade in an ensemble piece. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it worked for the Guardians of the Galaxy, but to be stuck in an ensemble type of movie instead of a Blade focus or centric movie, I don't know how I'd feel about that. With especially with the resurgence of his popularity after we seen with Deadpool and Wolverine. How do you feel about that? That's the question. Here's another question. Would you prefer seeing Blade in a group setting, like a Thunderbolts type, or does Blade need to just be Blade? Like, what would you prefer to see?
Going with what we've experienced as a win previously, I would say Snipes' Blade on a standalone movie would probably be more successful.
Yeah.
Where the soft start of the new actor into the role, I have a feeling that would be more receptive.
I agree. I don't know. I mean, I guess anything's possible. I mean, you put them in a group, maybe it would work. I mean, maybe people feel like something's better than nothing. But at this point, we were just talking about this before the show started. I was thinking that maybe having Wesley Snipes come back to reprise the role in Deadpool Wolverine did more harm than good, especially with that line, that joke about how there's only one blade and there's only ever gonna be one blade. That, in my opinion, did more harm to Mahershala Ali's momentum for Blade.
I agree. The question to me is, was that
For me.
approved? For me. Was, if they greenlighted that in the movie, is that now canon? You know, were those decisions already made prior to that statement?
Yeah. Like, you mean that line? You mean that jab at Marvel?
Yes.
It was very self-deprecating. I mean, according to Kevin Feige and Ryan Reynolds, that there was very few things that were off the table. They could joke or talk about and make jabs about anything. But when I first heard the line, when Wesley Snipes said that, I was like, I instantly got it. I knew what they were referencing, and because especially when Deadpool looks right at the camera and he's like, I was like, oh, that was to me, it was funny as hell. But then after the fact, thinking about it, I'm like, ooh, the last thing they need now is another damn delay, and boom, it happened. So it's like, then what happened? Everybody gravitates towards that joke. It's like, is it a curse? And Mahershala Ali, he's in his 50s. He's not getting any younger. Usually they start franchises, if there's going to be a franchise, with people in their 30s, maybe early 40s, definitely 20s. But usually, to be the title character of a what could be a franchise, they usually don't start with an actor that of that age. So how much time do you think how much patience do you think Mahershala Ali has with this? The fact that the only thing we've seen him in with the MCU is hearing his voice in the Eternals. So, like, if you were Mahershala Ali, like where's the line? What are you like? I'm done with this shit.
I mean, you're never gonna put off paychecks for a potential paycheck, unless that guaranteed money of another role, another good jump for his career. There's no way he's gonna hang in the wind and wait for that.
Right.
And I think it may coincide very well with Marvel's plans if they're going to push it to let him do some exploring and find some other roles.
Yeah. I'm wondering, because he's an Oscar caliber actor. I mean, he's definitely not hurting for work. So it's like how much time does he have? I mean, I can't keep turning down what could be more further career expanding and changing roles to maybe possibly kind of be Blade one day. I mean, that rollout, I mean, like, all the movies that have come and gone since the announcement of Mahershala Ali as Blade, all the movies that were equal that were also announced that same day, they've all, at least at this point, either have come out or have trailers and are coming. So it's like, if I was Mahershala Ali, I'd be pretty pissed. I mean, at Marvel right now, a little frustrated.
I think he could maybe benefit from doing some of Ryan Reynolds' antics of dropping a clip of him in character as Blade, to see how the public responds to it. Would you like to see that clip?
The Marvel, now that you mention it, Marvel used to focus a lot on their YouTube channel, where they did like when Chris Hemsworth would reprise his role as Thor, but it was explaining where he was, like in Endgame or whatever the movie was, when he was missing for a lot, and he was just hanging out in Australia with his roommate. I forgot what that comedy. It was like a three video series where he was just hanging out with his friend named, I guess, Chad or whatever the guy's name was. It was, and they just like in a joking way explained this is why he wasn't in that Avenger at the beginning of that Avengers movie, because he was hanging out with his new roommate, like something like that, like or how the Mandarin, that video, and how the Mandarin captured the fake Mandarin, and before we even got Shang-Chi. So something like that, yeah, a filler. Where is Blade now? Where is Mahershala Ali now? Something like that. I wouldn't mind that. That's a good idea. Actually, I didn't even think of that.
A multiversal filler,
Mhm.
just to prime the public a little bit.
Yeah, prime the pump.
Prime them, for that role, and get them a little more comfortable with the idea of changing an actor for that role.
Yeah. I mean, we've had other people play Blade in like the TV series and things like that, so it's not uncommon. So, but the fact that Wesley Snipes, again, that he came back and it was so well received, I think it did a little bit more harm than good. But the question is, what do you guys think? Do you think we will ever get Blade? Ever get Blade with Mahershala Ali? What do you guys think about the delays? How will it impact the MCU landscape? And as I always say, guys, let's keep talking. Okay, the next topic of the day. So the news came out that it's official. Spider-Man 4 is coming. Spider-Man 4 starts filming in 2025. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Spider-Man 4 is set to start filming in the summer of 2025. This news has fans buzzing as they anticipate who the director is going to be for the next installment. Will it be the same director from the first three movies? With Tom Holland returning with new challenges to face Peter Parker, and that's the brand new glossy suit that I love this time around. And will we see any returning characters, or maybe even some new? Obviously, we're going to see some new faces in this rogue gallery. What do you think? What are you looking forward to for Spider-Man 4?
Being a Spider-Man fan, I'm really excited about it. With the ending we experienced on the last one, everybody wanted, some redemption and the happy ending that they were waiting for, that they didn't get at the end of the last one. As far as the rogue galleries, I'm a little biased. I would love to see some more Doc Ock.
Yeah. Would you prefer the same Doc Ock or an MCU new Doc Ock?
I would be open to a new version. Kind of depends on where they go with the tone and the feel. If they're going for the nostalgic feel, bringing back some of the old characters. No, I like Alfred Molina. I do have a lot of excitement about seeing some new faces. There's no shortage of good villains in Spider-Man, so hope we get to see some fun new faces.
Between the old and the current, we've had Ultra. We've had hints that we were going to get who was it that was in prison? It was in prison. The actor, was it not Shocker? We saw Shocker in the first Homecoming, but the other guy that it wasn't Rhino. It was he had the scar on his face.
I'm trying to remember. He was arm wrestling and got his arm broke.
Was it Scorpion or something like that, or like not a Scorpion? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Isn't there a Spider-Man villain like it's a Scorpion?
There is.
I think that's who I'm thinking about. You said there was a guy that had his arm broken.
Yeah, he was arm wrestling the counterpart to Captain America, the Russian counterpart. I forgot his name, but he was Russian, or he was arm wrestling him in prison, and then the guy broke his arm at the end.
Oh, I don't remember that guy's name either. Yeah.
Scorpion would be an interesting character, and I suspect the way they're going to bring that in would be all that lost Stark tech.
Yeah. He was definitely one of those guys. I think from Homecoming, that was I think he talked to Vulture at the end of Homecoming. He's like, "There's a rumor going around that you know who Spider-Man is," and he protected Peter Parker. He was like, "You think don't you think if I knew who he was, I'd tell you." So yeah, maybe yeah, Scorpion. Maybe that's. But I mean, being the fourth movie, there's definitely probably gonna have to be at least two villains. So who else have we not seen yet? What do you think? Black Cat, Scorpion. We're getting Rhino in the Craven movie. So, what do you think? What I mean, besides that, who would you rather? Craven the Hunter. I would have loved that.
Yeah, with him getting his solo movie, that's interesting. I don't know how that's going to come across with Sony deal.
With Craven the Hunter, you mean?
Yeah, with that manifesting into the MCU.
Yeah,
I don't know how that'll work out. I do think since they're coming out with Armor Wars, I do think they will pull in as many characters as they can spin off Stark Tech as they.
Yeah. Now that we have the what's her name? The arm. What was she's taking on the title as the not
Ironheart.
No, not Ironheart. From who used to be a Shield agent and then she turned bad. The broker, the something broker, right? What did she call herself? The power broker. Yeah, I think she's going to be the one of the, if not the main villain of Armor Wars, because she's going to be bringing in all this new technology and new weaponry. So I think that's still slated for a film release, right? At first it was a series, then they said they were bumping it up to a movie. Is that still on the cards? Did you see that slate of new Marvel movies?
Honestly did not review that new slate to see how it landed.
Yeah. I don't recall it. And if you guys know, let me know. I can't recall. I heard that there was a new timeline of new upcoming MCU movies, but as far as Spider-Man, I'm thinking they might. I'm more interested in the fact that, you know, after seeing his other, you know, counterparts from the multiverse, seeing Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, probably, and getting that inspiration to how he changed his suit up, as we see here. That's definitely inspired by not Andrew Garfield, by Tobey Maguire's suit. But the fact that it's that shinier blue, I thought that was interesting, and it seems like he's abandoning that Stark tech. So what I'm curious about for Spider-Man 4 is, will they continue the tradition of him having a mentor figure, like how it used to be Robert Downey Jr., then it was Samuel L. Jackson, then it was Doctor Strange. Will they keep that going? Will it be Daredevil? Will it be somebody else? Who, I mean, my money's on Daredevil. If I was to pick, I would pick Daredevil. What do you think? That's the question. Do you think they should continue that tradition, or do you think they should just let Spider-Man be Spider-Man and he's on his own now?
I think they will use this opportunity to age him and grow him a little bit more.
No longer Spider-Boy, you're Spider-Man.
You are now Spider-Man.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And give him a little bit more of a standalone feel.
Yeah.
Without, you know, I can't imagine them not at least having Happy somewhere turn up.
Yeah. I mean, but would he though? I mean, because with the spell, would he remember him? I mean, he knows of Spider-Man, but nobody knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man anymore. So would that connection be, if he's talking to Spider-Man, yes, but he wouldn't why was Happy okay, so Happy still remembers that he dated Aunt May.
Yes. He
knows that Peter Parker is Aunt May's nephew. He doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man anymore. But do you remember that scene? Didn't it seem like he didn't know who Peter Parker was at all? Now, forget the Spider-Man part of it. It almost seemed like he didn't even know Peter Parker. Like, dude, you dated Aunt May. You know she has a nephew.
Yeah.
That was a weird moment to me.
I got that feel as well. Like, he didn't even know who the guy was.
He didn't even know who Peter Parker was. Like, is that what the spell did? Like, what happened to Peter Parker's social security number?
Well, Peter's friends didn't recognize him, and they
But does that mean that Peter Parker no longer exists or something like that? I'm like, is he an illegal alien now or something? What's going on? Can he get a job? I mean, what? He's going to work for the Bugle?
I mean, you'll have to read the fine print of that spell. It was down there really, really tiny letters.
There's some plot holes with that spell. I think if I remember correctly, that spell said anybody on Earth wouldn't remember who Peter Parker was. I think I think Nick Fury will remember. I think Captain Marvel will remember. They weren't on Earth when it happened. I think was Thor on Earth when that spell was cast? The Guardians of the Galaxy weren't on Earth when that spell was cast. The spell specifically said everyone on Earth will forget Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So everybody off-world, hey, especially Captain Marvel, hey, Peter Parker, they could have that cute moment again. You remember me? Fuck yeah, I remember you, dude. We fought Thanos. What the hell?
That would be, that would be nice because it's pretty dark for him to be so isolated. No one knew who the guy is. And that was such a dark ending to that last movie. So, we want to see that payoff in the new movie where everybody gets that moment of like, hey, you're back.
Yeah. So, that would be a feel good moment.
So I did think of one of the, the Rogue Gallery. I think we're due for a Hobgoblin.
Ooh, yeah, you know what? You're right. People are speculating that his friend will become the Hobgoblin because they kind of foreshadowed it. I will never go bad. Yeah, you will. Because you said it out loud. You jinxed it. You're gonna go bad now. So especially since he doesn't know who Peter is. That makes more sense. Hobgoblin. Maybe they'll finally introduce Black Cat. Maybe not. So who knows? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. We got some comments regarding this topic. Let me see if I can pull it up. I've got it up here above me. Kevin Davis, welcome back, man. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Talking Through the Movies. Spider-Man is Sony Pictures' moneymaker. Always. They are never going to give up that franchise. That's why we keep getting all these Madam Webs, because every time they don't need to use Spider-Man. They just need to use Spider-Man related characters, and it keeps resetting that clock. Like that says that if Sony doesn't go into production with a Spider-Man or Spider-Man related film, then the rights, and within 5 years or so, 5.5 years, I think, then the rights revert back to, now Disney and Marvel Studios. So they just keep churning up all this anything to keep that clock resetting.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it counts. Yeah, Madam Web, Craven, Venom, it counts as a Spider-Man release.
That makes so much sense why they
they didn't expect Venom to be a hit.
I mean, they drug Madam Web across the finish line.
Oh yeah,
kicking and screaming.
Oh yeah, it just it resets the clock, because look how long it's been since. It usually doesn't take them that long to come out with another Spider-Man movie, especially when, the third one was the highest grossing. It almost made $2 billion. I still argue that if it would have been released in China, it would have hit the 2 billion mark. It's like a few pennies away from hitting $2 billion.
So from my trip to China,
mm-hmm.
They are big Spider-Man fans. I saw Spider-Man propaganda, signage, advertisements and stuff over there a lot.
That's crazy. And unfortunately that was during the time when, for whatever the reason was, they were really not allowing a lot of American movies to hit. They were really hitting us where it hurt. So that's interesting that you said they justified it and said it. Well, they only allowed the movies that would be big hits in China. But you're saying that Spider-Man is beloved in China. So you saw it everywhere.
I saw Spider-Man merch, in malls and stores.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
it's got a following.
They could have got that 2 billion. Damn. But yeah, Jessica, you guys know that's why we got these spinoffs coming out, because it resets the clock. It's they schemers. They Sony knows what they're doing. They're never going to give up those rights. Kevin David also continues with, hope Venom: The Last Dance be successful for Sony Pictures. They need a win at this box office besides Bad Boys Ride or Die. And that's what I'm glad you brought that up. We're actually gonna, that's the third topic of the day. So I guess that's a good segue into Venom. So I haven't seen Venom yet. I know it just got released, but like I said, this brings us up to the third topic of the day officially. Venom: The Last Dance releases today in theaters. It's finally here. Venom: The Last Dance has officially been released today. As reported by Screen Rant, the sequel is generating a lot of buzz about Eddie Brock's continuing saga with the alien symbiote. Are the new characters enough to elevate the story? What are you guys looking forward to seeing in this film? That's the question. I haven't seen it yet. You haven't seen it yet. What are you looking forward to in Venom: The Last Dance?
I mean, some big points are going to be dropping in, as many nods to the comics, as many characters from that series as they can sneak in. But ultimately, I hope there's some good writing and there's some good story. They needed a win in the story department.
Any chance of Venom making another nod or remembrance? Or you think there will be any hint of a finally getting that showdown with Tom Holland and Tom Hardy? You think it's going to happen?
They've hinted, man. They've danced around it a lot. So
I'm surprised when we were talking about who could be in Spider-Man 4 that we didn't even think of that. Is it possible that Tom Hardy could be the villain or one of the villains, or at least introduced at the end as an upcoming villain? I mean, they wouldn't have shot their proverbial load, if that's the way to say that, like so early, the way they did with the first three Spider-Man movies. They were waiting till the fourth one and already gotten introduced to Eddie Brock in his own movie. So I think maybe the fourth one would be a good Hobgoblin and maybe Venom, or at least Venom to be hinted towards for Spider-Man 5, you think? Or would you rather see it sooner than that?
I mean, what's the first rule? Give the public what they want.
Yeah.
And they will buy tickets.
Yeah.
So with the attention that would get, especially if it was the surprise like we got with the other Spider-Man versions in the last one, and all the attention that got. I think that could be a good.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. I might go after the end of the day, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday night. Maybe go check it out. I'll ask Joy if she wants to go with me. I think we saw all the other Venom movies together. I loved part one, and when I did a review of part one on the channel, the person I went with, he 100% assumed that I was going to hate it. I went in with my mind like I was a clean slate. I wasn't going to judge the movie based on how I was feeling about like spinoffs and things like that. I mean, I don't have a problem with spinoffs, but I didn't have any expectations. And when the movie ended, my friend said, "What you think?" And I said, "We'll wait till we get outside of the theater and we'll turn the camera on. We'll do a quick review." And he got a little, he's like, "Oh damn, Chris hated it." Second, the camera started. I loved this movie. I loved it. I shocked him. But I have to admit, the second one was okay, but it was a step down. So I'm hoping that The Last Dance sticks the landing. That's what I'm looking forward to.
So, did it confirm that Norman Reedus is Null?
I know. I heard that Null is in it. I don't know who's playing it. You said Norman
Reedus from Walking Dead.
Ooh, Norman as Null, like voicing Null. I you know what? I haven't looked anything up. I don't know, but I would not. Is he in Venom: The Last Dance? Is he a cast?
I honestly don't know. I know
Where the hell did this rumor come from?
I mean,
Or are you doing some misdirect like you do know, but you don't want to spoil it for me? What's going on here?
I heard the rumor that he was playing Noel in the movie.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I like that.
Oh yeah, I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I think the Noel character has got some potential to be really cool.
Technically, the Noel character is what came up with that sword that was used in the last Thor movie, right? That's that sword that
The Necrosword.
sword. Yeah, that's a Noel creation,
so.
I believe. That's what I've heard.
Yep. And he was he's the
god of symbiote.
The god of the symbiote.
Yeah. So introducing him, I think, has some potential to do something. Since he's a god, we've already introduced the multiverse. I think there's some potential where Noel could be the reason why another multiverse thing opens up, and maybe we get Venom to cross over with Spider-Man. It's like, you know what, you're pissing me off, Venom. Here, you go over there. You go to this universe. Get out of my face. Maybe. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but that could be an explanation.
They could definitely use Noel as a more than one film villain.
Yeah,
I think he's a strong enough character to be a multi-movie threat,
multi-movie big bad. Yeah, maybe not in like Secret Wars or just maybe introducing Secret Wars as a plot device to, like, to be used to keep things moving. And yeah, but who knows what? Because I remember we covered that Sony was no longer allowing a lot of their characters to be used, or that, I guess, that agreement where they'll allow Tom Holland to be in the MCU as long as Sony can use some MCU characters every now and then. I've heard that agreement is breaking down, like, for some reason. I think maybe Sony is feeling like they don't need MCU anymore. I don't know, but you guys have made that mistake before, so let's not. You got a good thing going. I mean, because of the MCU, it was the first time that a Spider-Man movie crossed $1 billion with Far From Home, and then on the last one, it damn near hit $2 billion. Let's not derail this thing right now. Talking about, let's bank it all on Craven. Like, no, relax. Like, take it easy, Sony. Let's just let Spider-Man cook. I'm loving what you guys are doing. I'm hopeful for Venom: The Last Dance. I'm hoping that it's not, when they say the last dance, and I'm hoping that's not them saying he's gonna die. But at the same time, even if Eddie Brock dies, that doesn't mean Venom has to die. He can find a new host, or he could be on a mission to find a new host at the end. What do you think? Would you, moving forward, if they decide to do that, if this is Hardy's last dance, would you want Venom to continue on, or do you think that's it? They should just, like, no more.
No, I think that's an opportunity to pursue some of those other characters that he took on when he found other partners, other hosts.
Yeah.
So I think that opens the door for some different writing. Absolutely.
Any speculation of if they've allowed any MCU characters, like a Happy Hogan, a type or a person or anything, to be in this? Has any MCU characters been in the Venom movies? I don't think. No, it can't, because it's a separate universe. I think not. I don't think so.
I would have to really think about it.
Yeah. We obviously know that they popped up in Spider-Man movies, like, Doctor Strange, Nick Fury, Iron Man, obviously. But yeah, they don't think they've ever popped up in Venom 1. Venom 1 and 2, they didn't. So, okay. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a multiverse thing will happen. We're still technically in the multiverse saga. Maybe something will happen.
All that's negotiation. Sony and Disney will go where the money is.
Madam Web cameo. Woo!
Wah,
wah.
They'll go where the real money is.
The real money is, not the Netflix money. The real money. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I can't wait to see it. I think this is going to be, hopefully they'll stick the landing. I'm looking forward to seeing. Guys, if you've seen Venom: The Last Stand yet, the Venom: The Last Dance yet. Let us know what are your initial impressions of the film, or are you looking forward to seeing Venom: The Last Dance in theaters this weekend, or maybe today, maybe tomorrow? Let us know. And as I always say, let's keep talking. Okay. This is usually the part of the show when we go back into what you guys are saying. Well, Kevin, we have some more topics or comments. I mean, from Kevin Davis. He says when it comes to Marvel Studios, people are waiting for Daredevil, Born Again, Fantastic Four, First Steps, and Avengers: Doomsday. What are you looking forward to as far as upcoming Marvel projects?
Um,
Or at least out of these options.
out of those I do enjoy the Daredevil series.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
What do you think? $1 billion?
Could be. Could be.
I'm gonna clip that in reaction right there.
Man, they've had some false starts, so you know, they better bring their A game, and their writers better be stellar.
It's gonna come down to the writers. I like the cast. It's just it's gonna come down to the writers, and they got a uphill battle with, I guess, the previous Fantastic Four movies, how they're perceived after all these years compared to what Marvel's potential is, or the bar that they've raised. So who knows? I mean, from Avengers Endgame being here and Madam Web, but like, where do you think it's gonna rank? Closer to Madam Web or closer to Endgame? Well, yeah.
I think they've learned from a lot of their mistakes.
Yeah. Hope springs eternal.
Yes, and the writing has, been ticking up.
Yeah.
It really truly has. So I think they can get closer to Endgame.
Yeah.
Will they be nipping at their heels? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But I think they can be an eye shot
of a hit. Like
yeah.
I don't see the first one being like a mega hit. It's almost to me it feels like Fantastic Four is in the same position as DC's new Superman is in. I mean, it's all going to come down to how this first movie, presents itself. What if they can knock it out the park with this one, then the next one, the next Superman movie, the next Fantastic Four, will be rewarded for that. But if this launch, if they come out stumbling, that's
yeah. If they don't knock this first one out of the park,
yeah,
there probably won't be anything further. They'll probably write these guys off, or
Reed Richards will just make cameos here and there.
Yeah, they'll have them be on series, small cameo parts or interesting parts.
Avengers,
yeah,
and stuff like that.
And just a series as a side character. They won't get their standalone work.
Unlike Superman, I mean, at least the whole universe isn't dependent on it. With over there at DC, I feel like if this next Superman movie is a flop or it's not critically well received by the fans or by the critics, that could affect the whole damn universe. That's the whole DCU project. I mean, I feel like it's all on Superman. Maybe that's fair, maybe it's not, but I that's just how I feel about it. Kevin continues on. People are rooting for DC Studios. I am too. I'm rooting for him too. Broadway crowd will go see Wicked at the theaters. What do you think about Wicked? I was thinking about bringing that up as a topic. Maybe I'll talk about it on Talking Through the Medias. But with the whole thing with the poster.
I've watched the play. I went to the play and really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's. I think that you can tell the story differently, like they've done with Wicked, and people really enjoy it. Maleficent,
yeah,
a different telling of a story.
Yeah,
and everyone loves an anti-hero. So, I think Wicked will probably kill.
I 100% agree. I know that that reaction to the film, the fan poster is a black eye on the marketing and the promotion of it. I don't think it'll be detrimental, but maybe I'll talk about it later because for me
For me,
there's a whole thing. I can play devil's advocate and probably what where her mind was at, and I can see it both ways. If I was advising her, I would have told her don't send that, don't send that. But at the same time, I know why she felt the way she felt, based on the history of Hollywood. Kevin continues. Do you think Mufasa the Lion King will make $1 billion, even competition from Sonic 3? I don't. I think I think the Mufasa movie will be a hit. I don't think it'll be a well. If I was to put out, oh, damn it! How the heck can you bet against the line? I mean, Mufasa is so low. I'm leaning more towards 800, close to $1 billion. That's not money to sneeze at, but I would say probably not. But I wouldn't be surprised if it does make a million. Aladdin made $1 billion. That the live action. So I don't know. What do you think? The spinoff, Mufasa, $1 billion? No, yes.
That would have to line up with really good box office timing.
Yeah.
Like if they're going in directly competition with Sonic 3.
I know it's the same crowd, so to speak, the kids and whatnot, but I mean, it's too. I don't know. I see myself doing a double feature with that.
When is that release date?
I'll look it up right now, but I didn't know if they were releasing at the same time. I'll look it up, but you don't think that you think based on Sonic 3?
I don't think they're going to get
December the 20th is Sonic 3. Okay. And Mufasa.
It's hitting around
December the 20th. They are in direct that's why Kevin brought it up. Direct competition with each other on the same day. That's the showdown of the century. Mufasa, the king, versus the hot dog loving blue marble right there. What do you think? Who will? Mufasa's going to make more money than. It's going to have a big. If I was predicting it, I would say Mufasa would be number one. Maybe Sonic would be number two. If those are the only two coming out that week. But they're both. I think they're both going to crush a lot of money. I think people are. It to me that could be another Barbenheimer situation. I would double. Now that I know that they're coming out at the same time, I'm double featuring that. The question is which one you're going to see first.
I would probably see Mufasa first.
Yeah, because. Get the tears out. Everybody knows that Scar is one of my favorite Disney characters, and the fact that you were just talking about everybody loves an anti-hero. The fact that we are learning, or now that they're putting in that Scar was actually not was the actual royal, and Mufasa is the invader, what's the word? Usurper. Mufasa is not of royal blood. Like I was like, wow, that is an interesting take. I was like, they're gonna make this movie give me more talking points and why Mufasa was right. I mean, Scar was right and Mufasa was wrong. That's gonna be interesting.
I think there will be a lot of arguments popping up from that.
Scar was right. Like Thanos was right.
I think there'll be people on both sides of that going, oh wow, look at the difference of opinion and looking at it from a different aspect. I like it.
They'll start this. I feel like that movie is going to start justifying not his actions, but his feeling to why he was so against not Mufasa, but Simba's birth and that resentment, because he's not even really what is that joke? She doesn't even go here. Like this doesn't even really a part of this pride. When I heard that when male lion cubs are introduced to a pride that they're not from. It's their duty. They kill that lion. That should have been instant death for Mufasa. But for Scar to vouch for him and bring him in, and for Mufasa to then become, it's almost like Loki and Thor. So, wow, I'm interested in that. So maybe he will make $1 billion. I'm now making a case that it's gonna make $1 billion.
Well, splitting that money up, I mean, that is a good release time. That's the holiday season.
Yeah,
they will bring in some money.
Yeah,
but they're going to be divvying that money up between them and Sonic.
Yeah. So maybe week one, what if it flips? What if week one, Mufasa's number one, and then week two,
Sonic just
Sonic takes it,
destroys.
I don't know if I would have put them head to head, but Sonic is so beloved. But at the same time, Disney's not worried about it.
Yeah, they're not scared.
They're not scared about that. But the fact that Jim Carrey's back and all that, I'm excited. Shadow is a very popular character, so who knows? Oh no, see, that's a good face off. I say Barbenheimer that shit. I'd go see it same day. Let them both be number one. Make them both make the exact same amount of money. Let's call it even. Make your friends rich and your enemies rich, and we'll see which is which. Ultron. Let's end it off with Kevin Davis says Anthony Mackie's Captain America will be a success. Thunderbolts will do decent at the box office. Which one of those do you think will do better? I think Thunderbolts will do better. Personally, what do you think?
Honestly, I think so too.
But I think it'll be close. But okay, I think Thunderbolts will make more money, but I have reasons why. But I think Captain America will be a better story for some reason. I don't know why I feel that way, but I think Captain America might have a better story, but Thunderbolts will probably be more fun or more enjoyable. That's where I'm leaning. What about you on that one? What do you think about that?
I think if people are gravitating towards story now, so if Captain America really nails it on story, it'll end up outperforming Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
I really do think so.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Thunderbolts. I love that anti-hero. But Anthony Mackie as Captain America is, good watching. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm more curious. I'm so curious on how U.S. Agent is going to take orders from Black Widow. Like a Russian, he's gonna feel like he should be the leader. Like he's not gonna take orders from the Winter Soldier, from the Black Widow. I'm like, how is that gonna work? That's what I'm looking forward to.
That dynamic is gonna be, 30 minutes of friction in that movie.
Yeah.
Of all those characters trying to
one up each other, or
yeah. You
what's his character's name? The Russian Captain America from Stranger Things, but he is definitely going to get on U.S. Agent's nerves. He is going to be the constant. Why are you hitting yourself? I'm not touching you. He's going to get on. They're going to have it out.
I think there's going to be a lot of friction between all those characters. Yeah. If each group doesn't come to blows at some point during that movie, that's a missed opportunity. I think they will. I think, you're going to have those dust ups and they're going to have to squash it quick because of an outside circumstance.
And for Black Widow to be the only non-powered person on the team, I want to see a moment where she outdoes all of them, like especially U.S. Agent, like the way he was humbled in the series where they fought the Wakanda soldiers. Like they don't even have superpowers. They kicked their asses. So it's like I want to see him get humbled again now that he has superpowers. I gotta see it. I think that's so. I'm like I said, I'm expecting to have a more fun experience with Thunderbolts because it's got all the elements for a fun experience, a fun ride. But story-wise, I think Captain America 4 has the potential to go deep. Especially that moment where Harrison Ford said right to his face, he said, "You may be Captain America, but you are no Steve Rogers." Oh, God, dagger.
dagger in the heart.
That's how's that gonna feel? I can't wait to see how they work all that out. But yeah, so that'll do it for all the that's all the questions we got. Thank you, Kevin, for keeping the show going with your questions. That were great, man. Guys, a little housekeeping. I guess I'll do a little explain. You might notice there's a new like way the stage is set up. So moving forward, when we do the show, talking through the medias is no longer going to be on Thursdays. So the show is going back to its roots for talking through the movies. So it's all movie heavy. We'll no longer be doing the trending stories and things like that. We're still going to do trending news and what they call hot takes types of stories, Reddit reads, reactions, and things like that. But that's going to be for the talking through the media show, and I think I'm going to move that to Wednesdays. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll pop up another day just in case if somebody else wants to come through on a weekend or something like that. But I'm differentiating those two stories. So whenever we talk about what's trending out there on TikTok or Reddit or things like that, reactions to that, it's going to be talking through the medias. But for movie related topics, this is it. This is talking through the movies. It's back. That's what this channel originally was called, talking through the movies. So I'm bringing that back. So it's all movie related topics all the time for talking through the movies. And then on Fridays, if she's available, we still have Tyler Cossey hosting her podcast, Tyler Cossey After Dark with Tyler Cossey. And if not, if there's a day that I want to just cover horror related topics, then I'll take my own. Maybe talking through the horror. Maybe I'll do that. Talking through the horror podcast, or After Dark with Chris Fagan or something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, I'll talk to Tyler and get her permission on that. But yeah. So also you'll see us talking as we do here at the desk as it does. But you'll see a more laid back. We'll push these chairs back. I'll show you what I mean right here. So you'll see us sitting way back here, having like conversations like back. Like probably can't even hear me. Back there, depending on certain segments, certain topics. So sometimes we'll be sitting up here. Then I'll do a little commercial break, and then we'll sit back and be more laid back. So there's going to be a few changes. I'm working on some things. That's why I haven't done like I didn't do a show last week, but I needed to do something this week because I'm like I said, working behind the scenes, getting some things adjusted and things change. So, like I said, talking through the movies, that's what this show is. So thank you guys for listening to me and Rob as we talked about some of the latest movie topics, and for you guys bringing up your own topics. I said before we got one more from Mr. Idiotic. I really, really want Kitty Pryde to be Tom Holland's Spidey new girlfriend in MCU. Kitty Pryde. Wait, from the X-Men?
X-Men.
Did they date? Did they ever date? I mean, I heard Kitty Pryde gets around. But she can go through walls, right? She's unstoppable. That's. I mean, she hasn't even been. Has she even been introduced in the MCU? No, she hasn't even been. None of the X-Men have yet, really.
So here's something else. What if we've already seen Black Cat? That's something Marvel would do.
Maybe we've seen her, but they haven't officially cast her. Like, I mean, they've done something like that before. They with that whole scene of what was that Captain America movie where he was that Captain America 2 when he was about to say Avengers Assemble. He was looking down at the new recruits. There was a stand-in for Captain Marvel. It wasn't the same actress. It wasn't Brie Larson, but in the outtakes she was supposed to be there. I think they cut it out. So maybe it's something like that. Maybe you're right. Maybe we have seen
a sneaky character in the background.
Yeah, in the background. They did it with the Avengers. It was that when the alien invasion came through, and it was like a restaurant. There was a waitress who was supposed to be what's her name's granddaughter, Captain America's girlfriend, Carter's, or related to her in some way. Either related to her or another character. I don't know. I remember they made a big deal about there was a woman who played a waitress and she was supposed to be something or a love interest in the future, but they decided to go another way. So maybe we've seen her, maybe not. Maybe she's gonna be Black Cat. Who knows? Maybe that'll be interesting. Like, hey, remember that one scene that you didn't pay attention to in Far From Home where this is Black Cat? That'd be funny. Peter and Kitty dated in the Ultimate Universe. I forgot to bring this up. I know we're about to leave, but Tom Holland brought up that he wants to introduce Miles Morales. Is it time? Maybe not in 4, maybe in part 5, but he was on interviews. He says it's time. He wants to introduce Miles Morales in his movies, probably maybe to take the mantle.
I think this would be a good movie to drop that hint.
Yeah, and 4. So you think a hint, maybe we do like what 2 more, 3 more with Tom, and then he takes over. In the Ultimate Universe, he gets a bit just like what we saw in this cartoon feature, right? Like he gets bit. He hesitates to help Spider. He sees Spider-Man's in danger, and he could help, but he's scared. He's not ready, and then Peter Parker dies. You think they might go that route, like maybe at the end of part 4, maybe of part 5, maybe Miles Morales is there, but he doesn't get bit until towards the end, and Peter Parker's getting his tail whooped, and Miles could help, but he hesitates. Peter dies. Miles takes over. Would you want
it? Would follow the existing storyline, but at the same time, I think they would do that as a separate. I don't think they would tie it in with Tom Holland's.
You don't
universe.
think so?
Nah.
Until what if when the day comes that he's ready to hang it up, or like he's ready for, or do you think he'll? I don't know. Or do you think it'd be more profitable since we saw the success from the last Spider-Man movie that to have 2 Spider-Man ongoing? But that I mean that's we've seen it make money, but I don't know.
I think it's more likely that they would end Tom Holland, give his transition out and maybe a hint of the new guy, and then
a Falcon Captain America, like the way they did with Captain America.
Yeah, that nice handoff, not super rough. Just give them that hint, and then that way you don't traumatize people when you start the new movie and you kill off Peter. You never show Tom Holland. You never show you hint at the action. You hint that it happened, but no one wants to see that traumatic event. Just give them the idea of it without showing it is enough to sell that character and make that right. Which is kind of what they did in the series. They didn't really dwell on Peter's death. They just touched on it and allowed everyone to acknowledge it and build the new character.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that. Yeah. I think it will work. I don't know. Let's see. I guess let us know, guys, what you guys think in the comments. What would you like to see in the upcoming Spider-Man movie? When should they introduce Miles Morales? That's a good conversation to have. So let's put it in the box below. Let us know what you guys think. As I always say, let's keep talking. I'm Chris Fagan. Thank you guys again for joining us for this latest episode of Talking Through the Movies. You can follow me on all my socials here at T3 Media Studios or at Chris W. Fagan. That's my personal @. Robert Reed, thank you for helping me out with this latest, your first episode of Talking Through the Movies, officially, unofficially, right? People want to find you online. Where can they do so?
At RXR Props.
And speaking of props, we're going to be in discussion for giveaways and things like that in the future. So you've introduced some cool little props and stuff. You might see them in the background.
We've got some goodies that we'll be giving away here in the future. Some of it are 3D printed props. Some are just some generic electronics goodies. And a little fun box for your Harry Potter super fan.
Yeah, we just got to work out the details on how to launch the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. We'll talk behind the scenes on that. And thank you guys again for another episode. And we'll see you guys next week when we when I go back to doing Talking Through the Medias, and again with Talking Through the Movies. So holler at us on the comment section and let us know what you guys want us to talk about. Till next time, guys, have a good one. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a Patreon. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.